Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi man wala. We had been discussing verse number 31, I'm thinking 32 I believe, in Surah Al-Baqarah, chapter number 2. And usually we start with the translation, then we give an overview of the meaning of the verses, and then we, inshallah, will be concluding by reading what Tafsir al-Mawardi states of the opinions of the predecessors, the first generations of scholars, what they said about the verses. As you know, it is one of the earlier books of, I talked about this before, one of the earlier books of Quran explanation. Imam al-Mawardi lived in the 4th century. He was born 364 Hijri, and he compiled as much as he could the opinions of the scholars at his time and previous times, the first 3 decades, first 3 centuries of Islam, in his book here. So we were discussing those verses. وإذ قال ربك للملائكة إني جاعل في الأرض خليفة قالوا أتجعل فيها من يفسد فيها ويسفك الدماء ونحن نسبح بحمدك وَنُقَدِّسُ لَكَ قَالَ إِنِّي أَعْلَمُ مَا لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. We discussed this verse. I forgot to mention that one of the meanings of نُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِكَ, as I mentioned, نُسَبِّح is tasbih, is to praise Allah, glorify Allah, and it comes from sabaha. Sabaha means to swim, basically. Sabaha means to swim, or to separate things apart. It comes from removing something a distance apart. So basically, when person makes tasbih, he is distancing Allah in his belief and his mind. He's distancing Allah from anything that does not befit Allah, such as weakness, such as not knowing things. Allah knows everything and Allah is capable of everything, such as having a partner. So tasbih means to free Allah from anything, from any imperfection. Bihamdik means that just to distance Allah from imperfection is not enough. It has to be combined with glorifying Allah with the exact opposite. So we say that He has no partner, and then we say that He is one, has no partner. Or we say that Allah is capable of everything. That means this is the glorification of Allah that goes against Him not being able to do certain things, or it goes against any kind of weakness. نُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِكَ. Or it could mean that our tasbih comes out of your grace. Like we only can do tasbih and we can only worship you because of your grace. نُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِكَ. Because of your grace we are able to worship you and we are able to praise you and remember you. وَنُقَدِّسُ لَكَ. As I mentioned, it means that we purify our souls for your sake, to purify our nafs for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then قال إني أعلم ما لا تعلمون وعلم آدم الأسماء كلها. This is where we stopped last time. وعلم آدم الأسماء كلها. Allah taught Adam the names of all things. Then He presented them to the angels and said, tell me the names of these if what you say is true. If what you say is true here refers to the fact that they felt that Adam might not be worthy of the position that Allah has chosen him for, to be the vicegerent and the deputy and the Khalifa, basically to rule over this earth, to have the power over, and superiority over this earth, and everything is subjected to the will of the human being. So they felt that because of the human abilities, capability of doing evil, he might not be the right choice for that. But they, at the same time, felt that they might be more worthy of this position. So Allah informed them that He knows of the goodness in the human being and the capabilities within this creation that He created that they are not aware of. And one of those capabilities is the ability to acquire knowledge and discern between good and evil, and also the ability to transfer this knowledge through the faculty of language. And this is what is mentioned here. وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ الْأَسْمَاءَ كُلَّهَا. Allah taught him the names of all things, the ability to give a vocal symbol for everything that he deals with. Everything that we see in front of our eyes, we have a name for. This is a book, this is wood, and so on. And we can transfer this knowledge and expand and develop. You can see that human beings are the only creation on earth that has developed and continues to develop generation after generation. While, for instance, the other creation or live things, living beings on this earth, they maintain the same lifestyle from the time they were created up until now, generation after generation. But only human beings can acquire more knowledge and develop themselves. And that is pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah also wants this human being to come to Him willingly rather than to be forced to obey Allah Azza wa Jal, as other creation are. Other creation have no choice in obeying Allah, but the human being has, and this makes his obedience of greater value. You follow? And then it goes, and the verses go on to say, this is verse number 32. They replied, "Glory be to you, we have no knowledge except that what you have taught us. You are truly the all-knowing and all-wise." This is where we stopped, all-knowing and all-wise. Does anyone remember the name of Al-Hakim? It comes from two roots. What are they? Al-Hakim. Two things. Wisdom and what else? Comes from Al-Hikmah and from Al-Hukm. Hukm means that wisdom, which means in-depth knowledge and detailed knowledge, and the ability to apply this knowledge in an appropriate way. This is the wisdom. And number two, Al-Hukm means decision making. Allah is the decision maker. That's why you call Al-Hakam or Al-Hakim. Al-Hakam means a referee, the judge. He makes decisions. And Al-Hakim is the ruler, right? Which means he can give orders and commandments and make decisions. So Allah knows everything and does everything in the appropriate and best manner. And at the same time, He is the only one who has the authority to make decisions on His creation. God said, قَالَ يَا آدَمُ أَنْبِئْهُمْ بِأَسْمَائِهِمْ. Allah ordered Adam to tell them the names, because basically He showed the angels and tested them and showed them certain items which they could not name. So He commanded Adam to give them the names of these things. Or Adam informed them of the names. Then when Adam did, God said, "Did I not tell you that I know the secrets of the heavens and the earth, and I know what you reveal and what you conceal?" What you conceal, what does this refer to? What you reveal and what you conceal. What could they conceal? Huh? Yes, that's one of the things. We mentioned there are three sayings on this. What you conceal, قال إني أعلم ما لا تعلمون, and also and what you conceal, what you conceal here. Some scholars said that their aspiration to take the position of Adam. They wanted this position for themselves, and they felt that they were more worthy of it than Adam. But they did not openly say it. They just said, أَتَجْعَلُ فِيهَا مَنْ يُفْسِدُ فِيهَا وَيَسْفِكُ الدِّمَاءَ. Would you place therein as a vicegerent someone who would shed blood and spread corruption? But they did not openly say that. They felt that they could do this job better than Adam. This is one of the things they may conceal. Another thing that they concealed is that they only referred to the evil qualities and the bad qualities in Adam. They did not highlight the good qualities in that creation. So that could also mean, that could also refer to that. And then finally we'll finish with this other verse. And remember, when we said to the angels, prostrate before Adam, so they all did, but not Iblis, who refused and acted arrogantly and became unfaithful. وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ أَبَى وَاسْتَكْبَرَ وَكَانَ مِنَ الْكَافِرِينَ. This verse, this prostration that Allah commanded the angels to make for Adam, it is actually a full prostration. Prostration of a creation to a creation in the law of Islam, in the Sharia of Islam, it is prohibited. Like we as Muslims are not allowed to prostrate in front of any creation. We can only prostrate, sujood, for God. Scholars say here that prostration out of respect was permissible in previous laws that Allah allowed and revealed. But in this final law that He revealed, which is the law, which is the purest and the final version of Allah's commandments to humanity, this thing is totally prohibited. Things in the past have been allowed that became prohibited thereafter. For instance, when Adam was sent down to earth, how was humanity going to procreate and have children? Except how? Adam had, for instance, boys and girls. How can they have further children? Think about it. Huh? Marriage between a brother and sister was allowed at the time. Think about it. Like how can they have further generations if it was one human being, Adam and his wife Hawa, right? Then they had children. But then marriage between a brother and sister became totally prohibited, and other things that Allah had allowed before and then prohibited, or the opposite, things that were prohibited were allowed thereafter. But scholars in general say that whatever Allah, decides, like for instance, prostrating for another creation in our Sharia, not only is it a sin, but it is considered as shirk. It is shirk. Certain things are like associating partners with Allah, such as to sacrifice an animal in the name other than Allah. That is considered as associating in worship with Allah. To make sujood, prostration, to any creation, that is also associating another deity with Allah. That is shirk. But it is He, Allah, who defines if something that is apparently shirk here, if Allah commands it, it becomes an obedience to Allah to do it. You follow? So the one who defines what is halal and what is haram, what is shirk and what is not shirk, it is if Allah ordered it or prohibited it. You follow? So he is the lawgiver, and He is the one who decides what is right and what is wrong. So as long as He is the one who commanded the angels to prostrate in respect for Adam, when they did that, were they worshipping Adam? No. They were not worshipping Adam. Why did they do that? In obedience for? So it becomes an act of obedience for Allah. If they actually rejected, just such as Iblis, he was labeled as Aba wastakbara wa kana min al-kafirin. You see that? So refusing to prostrate, because this prostration came based upon a commandment from Allah, then refusing to do that, although it is from a creation to a creation, refusing to do it became the kufr, became the rejection of faith, while doing it was an act of faith. You see that? So that's very important. It shows that it is He, Allah, who defines what is shirk and what is not, and it is He, Allah, who defines what is halal and what is haram, and He can order things at certain times and prohibit them at other times, and He has the freedom to do that, and no one can object to this matter. We'll stop here.
That matter is a very controversial one in Nigeria.
Why?
Especially in the parts that I came from.
Mm-hmm.
When you are greeting elders to prostrate.
Totally? Totally?
Yes. And when you are going to marry, maybe the father of the woman will ask you to prostrate. And people say, no, I cannot prostrate.
Prostrate like down?
Something like that. People have officiated marriage that someone insisted, no, it's haram to prostrate. I say, okay, you don't want to prostrate, you can go to your house.
Oh, subhanallah. So they ask you to actually prostrate completely?
Yes. This is the way, when we were small, this is the way we greet our elders.
Oh, subhanallah. Seriously.
So if you want to go, that is not our culture, the western part of Nigeria. That's the way. So if you want to go and marry, they say, okay, you have to prostrate to the family.
I see that is, of course, now totally prohibited in this Sharia. So they have to learn this matter. It's not permissible in what. Actually, even leaning a little bit like this, scholars said that a person should, when you greet somebody, you shouldn't lean forward to them. You just greet them while you are upright.
That's yeah, really in Ethiopia, most people, the Christian people doing, and some Muslim also.
They lean like this, huh? Like bow a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. الانحناء نعم. عبد الناصر ان شاء الله شوف لنا بقى كده حكم الانحناء يعني للتحية. حكم الانحناء في التحية. Yeah, because as far as I know, even bowing a little bit like this while you're greeting someone, a person should avoid it. But the ruling on that, is it makruh or is it haram? We have to look it up. Are you going to do it or not? Abdul Nasser, are you with us? حكم الانحناء.
Well, the Japanese do it too.
Huh?
Japanese and Chinese.
Japanese, of course. Yes.
Japanese, Chinese, they do that.
حكم
Pure bow.
حكم الانحناء.
Interestingly, while we're talking about this, 2 days ago, I have done many times in my previous job that I related to. So the first time ever, I prayed through the Tawbah Istighfar, and I asked the Lord to forgive me, because in my culture, to the job that I associated with, you have to bow your head a little bit in front of your seniors, so that I'm.
You have to lean forward a little bit. And also in martial arts, right? What did they do? They do ruku'. Right?
Yeah, I remember I used to take Taekwondo here at like Fire Dragon Dojo, whatever.
Yes.
When I was a kid.
Yeah.
And it was like before you enter the dojo, you need to bow to the flag.
لا حول ولا
Like
قوة
you
إلا
need
بالله.
a full thing.
حكم الانحناء.
حكم الانحناء الشيخ محمد بن صالح العثيمين. بعض الناس عندما يقابل أحدا أكبر منه منزلة أو رتبة فإنه يخضع له ويطأطئ رأسه يعني تكريما، فما رأيكم؟ رأينا في هذا أنه لا يجوز، لأن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم منع من ذلك، فلا يحل لأحد أن يحني ظهره إلا لله رب العالمين، وأما المخلوق فلا تحني ظهره له، وأقبح من ذلك أن يسجد له، فإن السجود للمخلوق تعظيما وتذللا من الشرك المخرج من الملة، نسأل الله العافية. وأما الانحناء فإنه حرام لكن لا يصل إلى حد الشرك.
Now, so bowing a little bit is prohibited, but it's not to the level of being shirk. This is the opinion of Sheikh Uthaymeen. Total sujood in Islam, that is shirk. That takes somebody out of Islam. So because in Islam, a person can be considered an apostate not only on a change of belief. Certain things they say, because how do you enter Islam except by and pronouncing the Shahada? A person can also leave Islam by saying something that is against the Shahada or against the testimony of faith or doing certain acts, and one of them is sujood, to do sujood, total prostration.
نعم معلومات بعد أكثر.
تمام.
يعني
ذكر حديث ولا ما ذكر حديث؟
أي نعم ذاك الحديث معلومات أكثر هنا.
No. No, basically it's the same meaning.
In certain areas of Pakistan,
Yeah.
when the elders is coming, they say Assalamu alaikum like that.
And that's exactly what we're saying is prohibited. Prohibited, yeah. Prohibited but not shirk. It's not like associating gods with Allah.
No, it's just a respect thing.
I know, that's exactly right. And that's in Islam, bowing a little bit or bending forward, no, that's not. You can show respect in other ways. You can hold the hand very warmly. You can hug the person. You can kiss their head. You can even kiss their hand, but to do in Hina, that's not allowed. Yeah.
هنا ذاكرين نيجيريا. قل لي المنير.
They mentioned Nigeria here.
That's our culture. And it's